ॐ वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः।
ॐ श्री
परमात्मने नमः।
अथ षष्ठोऽध्यायः।
अथ षष्ठोऽध्यायः।
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्लोक नंबर 29। सर्वभूतस्थमात्मानं
सर्वभूतस्थमात्मानं
सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि
सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि
ईक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा
ईक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा
सर्वत्र समदर्शनः।
सर्वत्र समदर्शनः।
यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र
यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र
सर्वत्र मयि पश्यति सर्वं च मयि पश्यति
सर्वं च मयि पश्यति
तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि
तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि
सचमेन प्रणश्यति
सचमेन प्रदर्श्यते
सर्वभूतस्थितं यो माम्
सर्वभूतस्थितं यो माम्
भजत्येकत्वमास्थितः
भजत्येकत्वमास्थितः
सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि
सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि
स योगी मयि वर्तते.
स योगी मयि वर्तते.
Up to this, we have seen these three shlokas are important shlokas presenting the division of Vedanta. One is Aikya Darshanam, Samadarshanam. Samadarshanam is Aikya Darshanam. Samadarshanam Sama in terms of Jnana. Everything is Sama, everything is equal in terms of its tattvam, in terms of its very being, existence, in terms of its existence. Not with the upadhi. With upadhi, it is with upadhi, even Jiva and Ishvara not Sama. Then what to talk about Sama? With regard to the various beings, they have different upadhi, therefore different expressions through the upadhi. Even with the similar upadhi, even with the Manushya upadhi, there are different expressions. Upadhi being Manushya Sharira, but the expressions are different. The same upadhi a person does punya karma, the same upadhi a person heinous crime person does. Upadhi being same, a knife being same, it is used to cut vegetables, it is used to kill a person also. A doctor uses it for surgery, whereas a murderer uses it for killing a person. Therefore, upaditaha vedaha asti. Therefore, the samadarshanam is in jnanam only, in terms of jnanam only. Sarvatra samadarshanam, brahmadarshanam. And this samadarshanaha, sarvatra samadarshanaha, sama is brahma, therefore brahmadarshanam, and brahmadarshanam is, what is the brahmadarshanam? That is described in the first line. Sarvabhutastam atmanam, sarvabhutani cha atmani, sarvabhuteshu tishtati iti sarvabhutastaha. So sarvabhuteshu yaha ikshate, atmanam ikshate. The one who sees Atma in all the bhutas, the one who sees Atma in all the bhutas, similarly, Sarvabhutani Atmani. Sarvabhutani Atmani. Atmani Sarvabhutani. Sarvabhutastam Atmanam Sarvabhutani. All beings in Atma. Atma in all beings and all beings in Atma. Iti yaha ikshate. Yoga yukta Atma. Yogena yuktaha yoga yuktaha. What yoga? Here Jnana Yoga. Because it is darshanam, it is seeing, it is knowing. Therefore, yoga is Jnana Yoga. And here what yoga we talk about in this chapter, Dhyana Yoga, Nididhyasanam. Therefore, Jnana Yogena, Yuktaha Atma Antakaranaha, Yasya Saha. Therefore, Yoga Yuktaha Atma Antakaranam. Yoga Yuktaha Atma Antakaranam. Therefore, Yoga Yukta Atma, referring to the person who has got the Antakaranam, it is Samahitam by this Jnana Yoga. Therefore, Sarvatra Samadarshanaha is Sarvatra Samadarshi. Sarvatra Samadarshanam. Sarvatra Samadarshanam. Samam Darshanam Yasya Saha. The one who has got the vision of oneness with regard to all the beings is Samadarshanaha. Therefore, that is Jnana Yogena. Jnana Yogena, Jnana Yukta, Yoga Yukta, Atma, Antakaranam, that person who enjoys this Antakaranam, the mind, having the vision, for him, everything is Brahma, Samadarshanaha. So, Samahita Antakaranaha, Tasya, Samadarshanaha, Sahas, Tasya Samadarshanattvam Asti. Therefore, Yoga Yuktatma, that is the person whose mind is Yogena Yuktaha, his mind is Yuktaha, integrated, composed by yoga, by Nidhyasanam, by Dhyanam. So we have been talking about this accomplished meditator, the Samadhistaha. So Tena, by him, Sarvabhutastam Atmanam Sarvabhutani Cha Atmani, Yaha Ikshate Yaha Pashyati, that person, Sarvatra Samadarshanaha, he has got Samadarshanam everywhere. So everywhere, everything is, in everything he sees the same Brahma. Therefore, Namarupas are there, they are Mithya. So, dismissing the Namarupa, the content of a thing is same. The content of thing in all the beings is same. So, he has that vision, penetrating vision. Penetration in terms of Jnanam. So, therefore, he has got a penetrating vision. Therefore, he sees Brahma everywhere. What you see is Namarupa. What a Jnani sees is Brahma. So his Vyavahara is only with Brahma. How possible Vyavahara with Brahma? If everything is Brahma, how does he do Vyavahara? The Vyavahara, in the Vyavahara, in spite of the Vyavahara, he enjoys, in spite of Dvaita, he enjoys Advaita. In the Dvaita only Advaita. There is no Advaita Vyavahara where you do Advaita Darshanam. In Dvaita Vyavahara only Advaita Darshanam. Because Dvaitam, that Vyavaharam, that is only Vyavahara. It is not Paramarthika. So Drishti is Paramarthika. With the Paramarthika Drishti, he can conduct himself in the Vyavahara in keeping with whatever the protocol. Therefore, in keeping with the protocol, he conducts himself the Vyavahara. But Jnani doesn't have any protocol. Therefore he enjoys absolute freedom, and for him everything is same, samam iti. It is like a wave. A wave understands that aham jalam iti. I am water. I alone in the form of the waves. I, the water, am the water, I am alone in all the waves. So when I am in all the waves, it means all the waves are in me. So all the waves are in me, I am in all the waves. Therefore, sarvatra only Jaladarshanam. Ita sarvatra Jaladarshanam, Atmadarshanam, Jaladarshanam for his Taranga, similarly for the Jnani also. Everything rests on this Atma. All the beings are in Atma, and Atma is in all the beings. So therefore, he enjoys this Aikyam, Aikya Jnanam. Therefore, he has got Samadrishti, Samadarshanaha iti. Then the following shloka, that Atma is replaced by Mam. Here, as Ishvara Bhagavan talks, therefore, Atmanam is equal to Mam. Mam Atmanam, that is Mam. Yaha Mam Pashyati Sarvatra. The one who sees me, that is Ishvara, is everywhere. The Jagat is Ishvara. The proof of Ishvara is this Jagat. So Jagat, it is nothing but Ishvara. it is Ishvara, it is a manifestation of Ishvara, it is Ishvara. So Jagat, Yaha Mam Pashyati Sarvatra, everywhere. Sarvam cha Mai Pashyati. He sees all in me. Mam Pashyati Sarvatra, he sees me everywhere. And in me, he sees everything. Tasya Aham na pranashyami. For him, I don't maintain distance. It means I am not alienated. When this darshanam is not there, there is a sense of alienation. And that is what is called samsaritva. I am different from Ishvara. That is dvaitam, dvaitadhi bhayam bhavati, self-alienation. That is because of ajnanam, alienated, different. When aham vinnaha Ishvara, iti, that notion, that wrong notion is there, then I am a samsari. Because Bhagavan is away. Therefore I feel insecure. Therefore I feel discomfort. So I'm not at home. Bhagavan becomes indirect. Bhagavan becomes separate. Bhagavan is remote. And that remoteness, that is not real. That is, Bhagavan is remote. If Bhagavan is remote, Bhagavan is indirect, is away, then Bhagavan also is mithya. If really Bhagavan is away, then he is also mithya because he is away. He is away from me. That away implies the distance, physical distance. The physicality is there. That limits Bhagavan. If he is limited, then how can Bhagavan be Sarvatra Mam Pashyati, Sarvam cha Mai Pashyati? How can he say? It's not possible. So, therefore, he is not away. Therefore, he is not remote. Therefore, Bhagavan is not alienated from me. I am not alienated from Bhagavan. It means wherever I am, Bhagavan is. Wherever Bhagavan is, I am. Wherever Jagat is, the Jagat is resolved into Ishvara. Jagat cannot exist without Ishvara because Ishvara, the Karanam, and this Jagat is Karya. So the Jagat, what we perceive through our sense organs, that is reduced to Ishvara. Now only two things are there, Ishvara and me. If Ishvara is different from me, even this also it's not possible because when you reduce a Jagat to Ishvara, the Jagat includes me also. But the sense of individuality is there. Therefore, Ishvara, Jagat, and Jivaha, Aham Jivaha, and Jagat is reduced to Ishvara. Now, Ishvara and me, the two also causes problem. For Dvaitam, minimum two is required. More than two is a problem. Minimum two is a problem. More than two, of course, is a problem. Therefore, when Ishvara and me, only we both are there, am I different from Ishvara? If I am different from Ishvara, really, if I am different from Ishvara, I continue to be that, and that that is Satyam, then I am ever alienated. I am ever away from the Lord. Therefore, I cannot see Bhagavan everywhere because Bhagavan is different from me. How can I see Bhagavan everywhere? That cannot be the vision of oneness. The vision of oneness is possible only when Ishvara is not different from me. It's not away from me. So, therefore, tasya this samadarshana, yasya samadarshanamasti tasya aham na pranashyami. I don't, for the one who enjoys its vision, I don't become remote. I am not far. He is not alienated. The self-alienation is a problem for which the solution is this jnanam, sarvatra samadarshanam. So therefore, for the one who enjoys this vision, tasya aham na pranashyami, saha na pranashyati, me na pranashyati. I don't become remote for him and he doesn't, for him, I am not remote. I don't become remote for him and he doesn't become remote for me. Therefore, the two is reduced to only one. Therefore, when both are not remote, then both are one. Therefore, Aikyam, Samadarshanaha, Samadarshi, Samadarshanam, Sarvatra Samadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Asya Asti. Sarvabhutasthitham Yomam Bhajati Ekattam Astitaha. Sarvata Vartamanopi Sayogi Mai Vartate. Sarvabhutas Sarvabhutastitam Sarvabhuteshu Stitam Mam. I who obtained in all the beings, whether it is sentient or insentient, whether it is sentient or insentient, in all the beings, all the places, therefore there is no specific place where I am available. It is not that I am available only in the tirthas, not available only in the temples. I am everywhere. Sarva bhuteshu, whether it is sentient or insentient, everywhere. Everywhere I am there, I am obtained, as it is said in the Manisha Panchakam. Jagrasvapna sushuptishu sputatara yasam vijrumbate ya brahmad vipilikanta tanushu protha jagat sakshini brahmadi pipilikanta tanushu. From the Brahmaji up to the Pipilika, the smallest. Prota jagat sakshini. I am the jagat sakshi. I am the witness of the entire prapancha, starting from Brahmaji, the Hiranyagarbha, up to the smallest Pipilika. So, therefore, Sarva Bhuteshu Stitaha Mam Yaha Bhajati. Here, Bhajanam it is not worship. Here, Bhajanam is recognition. One who recognize. Bhajati. Sarva Bhuteshu Yaha Mam Bhajati Ekattam Astitaha. Ekattam Astitaha, remaining in this Ekatva Darshanam, remaining in this vision of oneness. That oneness is that Atma, Paramatma is everywhere. It means I am everywhere. Paramatma everywhere means I am everywhere. Though I enjoy this Upadhi, still I am everywhere. Upadhi is me, but I am not the Upadhi. With Upadhi I am here. Without Upadhi I am everywhere. So I am everywhere. So Ekattam Asitaha Yaha Mam Bhajati. Mam Paramatmanam Yaha Bhajati. Sarvata Vartamanopi Sayogi Mai Vartate. Sarvata, always. Sarvata Vartamanopi. In whatever way, in whatever manner the person is, or whatever is doing, the person is always Mai Vartate. He is in me alone. Means he is in me. My Swarupa is Nitya Mukta Shuddha Mukta Swabhavaha. Therefore he is free. As I am free, as Ishvara I am free, so also he is free, ever free. Sarvata Vartamanopi. Whatever manner or whatever he does, the person, he Sarva Mai Vartate, he lives in me alone. The person lives in me alone. Sarvata Vartamanopi. So here, this Sarvata Vartamanopi. Sarvata is Sarva Prakarena. Sarva Prakarena, in whatever manner, whichever ashrama, in whichever vyavastha, let him be. Saha Mai Vartate. So, therefore, this Varna Vyavastha, Ashrama Vyavastha, it all doesn't matter. Or even this gender or nation-based this distinction, all this distinction doesn't matter. In whichever place, wherever he is, Saha Mai Vartate. When everything is Ishvara, then where this person can be? This person also has to be Ishvara only, one with Ishvara. So Mai Eva Vartate. Therefore, is never alienated, is never away from me. Therefore, there is No question of that Bhagavan is away. When this knowledge is there, even the prayer to Bhagavan also becomes meaningless. That's why in some prayer, in some Prakarana Grantha, the prayer is, I pray to myself. I do namaskara to myself. Atma namaskara. It is not the namaskara because of ego, but Atma namaskara. It is Atma namaskara is Brahma namaskara. Magyam Paramatmane Namaha. In Vicharasagara, the prayer starts Magyam. I pray to the Lord Ganapati, and the Ganapati is Magyam Ganapataye Namaha. Magyam Paramatmane Ganapataye Namaha. To me, the Lord Ganapati, I do my namaskara. Ganapati is Saguna Brahma. Not only Ganapati, Magyam Paramatmane. I, the Paramatma, to him, I make namaskara, self namaskara. Doing namaskara to oneself, Atma namaskara. Atma namaskara is possible only when Agam Atma Brahma. This jnanam is there, and only this namaskara is possible. Otherwise, Atma namaskara becomes ego trip. So, Atma namaskara, Brahma namaskara. So, sarvata mayi eva vartate. Sarva prakarehi. Sarvata vartamanopi. This samadarshi, mayi, Brahmani, Ishvare, vartate eva. Therefore, Maya cannot contain this person. He is free. He is free. Therefore, as I am free, as we saw, Manmayaha Mamupashitaha, the same. Manmayaha Mamupashitaha Vartate Mameva Manmayaha Mamas Madbhavam Agataha Mamas Swarupaha. Therefore, he lives me in alone. Not he lives anywhere. He lives in me alone. His existence is in me. His existence is in me alone. So in me he exists, in him I exist. There is inseparable oneness. The existence is inseparably one. So that is the status of a jnani. That is the status of this jnanam, Advaita jnanam, Adjnani. This is jnanam. This is the vision of the Shastram, which is attained through Shravanam, and it is made steady by Nididhyasanam, that is a yoga. For that only this Samadhi Abhyasa, that Brahma Abhyasa Rupa Samadhi, has been talked about, Nididhyasana. That's why this chapter is called Dhyana Yoga. Shravanam already done in the second chapter. Then there are obstacles to the jnanam. Therefore, mananam followed by nididhyasana. So this chapter, nididhyasana. Therefore, yoga yuktatma is jnana yoga. The yoga is jnana yoga. Jnana yoga meaning nididhyasana, dhyana yoga. So dhyana is nididhyasana. Nirguna Brahma is a Vishaya, therefore, nididhyasana. If it is Saguna Brahma, then it is dhyana. So this chapter deals with yoga, that is nididhyasanam. For this chapter, there is the commentary to this Gudata Deepika by Madhusudana Saraswati. Yes, done a beautiful commentary to this. You will see that in the Bhashyam class. He interprets the shlokas, each shloka of this chapter by bringing the Patanjali Yoga, the Ashtanga Yoga. He beautifully presents this chapter. So along with the Bhashya, we can read that later. Now, yeah, just the simple meaning. Now, the next shloka number 32. Let us read that. Atmaupamyena sarvatra
आत्मौपम्येन सर्वत्र
samam pashyati yorjuna
समं पश्यति योऽर्जुन
sukham va yadi va dukkham
सुखं
सुखं
वा
वा
यदि
यदि
वा
वा
दुःखं
दुःखं
sa yogi paramo matah
स योगी
योगी
परमो
परमो मतः
मतः
saha yogi, that yogi paramaha, paramaha mataha. That yogi is considered to be the paramaha yogi. Iti mataha mama matihi. Who says? Bhagavan says. That yogi is paramaha, uttamaha, sreshtaha iti. That yogi is the most exalted. Iti mataha, matihi, mama mataha. It is my conclusion, not opinion. It is my conclusion. Who says? Bhagavan says. Which yogi? Atmaupamyena sarvatra sarvam samam cha pashyati Arjuna. Because of Dhamma that is Jnanam, Atmaupamyena, Aupamyena. Aupamya, the word is Tadita. Tadita word derived from Upama. Upama is comparison. Upama becomes Aupamya. Tadita, Taditeshu Asamadehe by Au, who becomes Au. Aupamyam, Tena Aupamyena, Atmaupamyena. Atma plus Aupamyena, Vriddhi Atmaupamyena. Atmanaha Upamyam, Atmaupamyam, Tena. That is setting oneself as an example. Taking oneself as an example. Upama. Upama is taking oneself as an example, as a basis. Sarvatra, with regard to all the situations. Samam pashyati. Yaha samam pashyati. Yaha samam pashyati. Sarvatra samam pashyati. Sarvatra samam pashyati. Taking oneself as an example, who, with regard to other beings, samam pashyati. He looks upon others as himself alone. Looks upon others as himself alone. Here, Atma Upamyena, here Atma is reflexive pronoun. So here the taking, that is this body mind sense complex. So with regard to the body mind sense complex, how I feel myself with body mind sense complex. As I feel sukha and dukkha in this upadhi, sukha dukkha anubhava, even jnani also has upadhi is a, therefore it is there. But he knows it is mithya, therefore doesn't disturb him. So this upadhi has to undergo sukha dukkha anubhava. So as I feel sukha and dukkha with this upadhi, similarly others also. Therefore, this empathy also is possible. The real empathy is possible even only for the jnani. With the upadhi, as he feels the sukha and dukkha, and extends the same with regard to other beings also. So sukham va yadi va dukkham. Sukham, sukha anubhava, or dukkham anubhava. Happiness or pain. So the vision of oneness, vision of what the sameness, not oneness, sameness with regard to pain and pleasure, sukham by dukkham. As I feel, as I experience happiness, as I experience unhappiness, I experience happiness, I experience unhappiness. Similarly, others also experience happiness and experience unhappiness. To experience happiness, I want to experience happiness and I avoid unhappiness, because unhappiness causes dukkham. This unhappiness, that pursuit, that anything which disturbs me, that causes dukkham. So therefore, for this anubhava of sukha dukkham, I become the basis. I become the basis. So therefore, as I experience sukha and dukkha, with regard to my pravritti, other pravritti, what I do or what others do to me. So if this is for me, similarly it is with regard to others also. Similarly, with regard to what I experience, what I want to experience is sukham, and what I want to avoid is dukkham. I don't want dukkham, I want sukham. This is my wish, as I wish. Similarly, others also will wish. It is a wish of others also. If that is so, this person, this jnani, he will not do to others what is not desirable to them. As I don't desire dukkha, as I desire sukha, Similarly, others also desire Sukham only, not Dukkam. Therefore, Atma Upamyena, therefore, this person taking oneself as a basis, he will not do to others what is not desirable to them. He will do to others what is desirable for them. So, placing himself first and considering his experience as a basis, he will his pravritti will be there towards others, pravritti and nivritti. So, therefore, how he conducts himself in Vyavahara is as he gains Sukhanubhava, Dukkhanubhava from the world, from his interaction with the world. Similarly, the others also would experience iti, thinking so, he will refrain from doing harm to others. He will refrain. Therefore, jnani only, really a jnani only is a dharmika. He will never violate dharma. At any point of time, he will never violate dharma. Because Atma Upamyena, as I wish Sukham, as I avoid Dukkam, I don't wish Dukkam, similarly others also. So, at any point of time, I will not do harm to others. I will not do that thing which causes displeasure to others, which causes Dukkam to others. So, therefore, if at all a dharma can be followed as it is, only a jnani can follow. Whereas others depending on the situation, depending on their personal gain, thinking about the personal gain, they can bend dharma. They make the dharma flexible to their convenience and give excuses, and they can violate dharma. But a jnani cannot violate dharma. So therefore, if at all a dharmika person is, it can only be a jnani. That is why dharma, following dharma becomes a sadhana even for jnanam. Following dharma, adhering to dharma, as the jnani doesn't violate dharma, therefore that becomes a sadhanam. In the beginning, it becomes a sadhanam for the sadhya, for the lakshya, moksha. Only a dharmika person can gain moksha. Adharmika cannot even think of being free. In fact, he afflicts a lot of pain on himself because of his adharma. It's a self-torture. Adharma is self-torture. Not knowing that, it is adharma. Whereas jnani can never think of doing harm to others. So that which is an instruction for the ajnanis in the beginning, don't do unto others what you don't want others do to you. That becomes natural for the jnani. So therefore, jnani is only able to follow dharma at all times. Therefore, Sukamba Yadiva Dukkam. Sayogi Paramamata. Therefore, the jnani is considered to be the most exalted. Even from the standpoint of dharma, is the most exalted. From the standpoint of jnanam, is exalted. From the standpoint of his vyavahara in the world, is the most exalted. He can never even think of causing harm to others, following adharma. So therefore, jnani, even though jnani is dharma adharma atitaha, is above dharma, above adharma, he will never violate dharma. Why? Because Atma Upamyena, as he feels with this upadhi, as he experiences with this upadhi, sukha, dukkha, etc., so also others experience iti, having that complete empathy, he refrains from doing adharma and commits oneself to following dharma. Therefore, the really a dharmika is this jnani. In that sense, he is paramo mataha, sayogi paramaha mataha. That person really is paramaha iti mama matihi. That person only I love also. I love that person. Sayogi parama mataha. Why is exalted? Because for Bhagavan he becomes the object of love. If at all Bhagavan loves, he loves only this person. See, we pray to the Lord for different things, even for bhakti. Even for bhakti, even for jnanam we pray. But that prayer This is a unique prayer. Praying to the Lord that I may be the object of love for the Lord. See, my love for the Lord is not that much unselfish. I have a lot of things to gain. Therefore, out of selfishness, I pray to the Lord. But the prayer to the Lord that for the Lord, let me be the object of love. So my love for the Lord may perish also, because my love for the Lord is not that much strong. But let not the love of the Lord for me not perish. So may I be the object of love for the Lord always. So even if I forget, oh Lord, let you not forget me. This is in fact, this is the best prayer. And for Jnani, this prayer naturally, the result of this prayer naturally can be seen in a Jnani. Sayogi Paramamata, iti Bhagavan himself says, means he is the object of love for me. Bhagavan loves him most. So therefore, the result of this prayer, the unique prayer, this prayer, let me be an object of love. Let me be the object of love of the Lord. If you are the object of love of the Lord, then you are free from problems. Problems cannot touch you. Or even if problems come, Bhagavan is there because he is the object of love. If you are the object of love, Bhagavan will protect you. Bhagavan will always be your protector. So, and for Jnani is always, because he follows as stipulated, as stipulated in the Shastram. As stipulated in the Shastram, he follow every word of the Lord. It is naturally, spontaneously manifests in the life of a Jnani. That is why he is considered to be the most exalted. Otherwise, why most exalted? What Bhagavan teaches, the Dharma manifests naturally in this person, because he considers himself as the basis. That's why he is the most exalted. Like the Ramana Maharshi, once a medicine was served to him in a glass. Then he asked, what is this medicine? He said that medicine is good for health. Then he said, this is good for me. Then it must be good for everyone. So let this be diluted and served to everyone. So what is good for me, it's good for others. And what is not good for me, it is not good for others. So this is how Jnani conducts his Vyavahara. So this Vyavahara is conduct in the Vyavahara backed up by this vision of oneness. Therefore, Sayogi Paramo Mataha iti Sarva Bhuteshu Sarvatra Samam Tulyam Pashyataha. Yaha, this Atma Pamyena, Atma Swayam Eva Upamiyate. Swayam Eva Upamiyate. Therefore, Sukham va yadi va dukkam, whether it is Sukham or Dukkam, Sukham is Sukha Anukulam, that is Sukham, Ishtam. The situations conducive for happiness, that is Sukham, or experience. Sukhanubhavam, or the situation conducive for Ananda, happiness. Dukkam, it is Pratikulam. Sukham is Ishthanukulam. Dukkam is Ishta Pratikulam, Anishthanukulam. Therefore, Dukkam is Anishtam, Sukham is Ishtam. So Atmapamyena, Atmanaha Tulyataya Sarvabhuteshu Yaha Samam Pashyati Saha Yogi Paramaha iti Mama Matihi iti Bhagavan says Saha Utkrishtaha Paramaha iti Mama Matihi. Sarvayogina Madhye Saha Utkrishtaha Paramaha. Among all the yogis, is the yogis. Sarvayogina Madhye Sahayeva Uttamaha Paramaha Sreshtaha iti. Among all the yogis. Among all the yogis means there are many yogis. There are many yogis. Among them, Jnana Yoga is Sreshta, and this is Jnana Yogi. Among all the yogi, Karma Yogi, or other yogis, Ashtanga Yogi, Among all the yogis, those who commit themselves to a particular sadhana and they gain certain mastery in that, that person is a yogi. So among all the yogis, this yogi is Shreshtaha. Why? Because of his jnanam. Shreshtaha paramamataha. Then the next shloka. Now, up to here, this dhyana yoga was talked about. So now Arjuna intervenes. Now Arjuna intervenes and he has got a doubt. So that he expresses in the following two shlokas. Shloka number 33 and 34. Not only Arjuna, in fact, this is a doubt of every sadhaka. He is talking about samahita antakarana. Samahita antakarana, that is for nididhyasana, samahita antakaranam is required. Antakaranam should be samahitaha, should be concentrated, focused on the object of meditation. Dhyaya. Dhyanam involves antakaranam. Mind. The mind has to obey you. Not you have to obey the mind. The mind has to be with you so that it follows your order. So, but that is not the case. The mind doesn't follow my instruction. But the mind doesn't follow. Most of the time it is disobedient. In fact, it acts against what I want to think. It is, the mind doesn't think the way I want to think. The mind doesn't help me perform meditation. It takes away from the Dhyaya Vastu. So this is the natural problem, and therefore naturally this question is there in the mind of Arjuna, and that is expressed in the following two shlokas. Since the topic is dhyanam, which involves the karanam, antakaranam, therefore a question is raised with regard to antakaranam, with regard to mastering the antakaranam. That is a natural question asked by Arjuna. Let us read the shloka. Arjuna uvacha.
Arjuna uvacha
Yoyam yogastvaya proktaha.
yoyam yogastvaya proktah
Samyena madhusudhana.
samyena madhusudana
Etasyaham na pashyami.
etasyaham na pashyami
Chanchalatvad sthitim stiram.
chanchalatvat sthitim stiram.
Now Arjuna he spoke. Arjuna speaks now. Arjuna said, what does he say? Yaha ayam yoga taya proktaha. The yoga, what Bhagavan taught. Taya proktaha. Taya ishvarena Bhagavata proktaha. Prakarshena uktaha. Bhagavan had talked 32 shlokas from the very beginning of this chapter 32. So that yoga he talked. What yoga? Jnanam. Jnana yoga. Jnanam nididhyasam. That for nishtha, that yoga what you taught. Yoga taya yoga proktaha. And that yoga samyena madhusudana. That yoga is samya yoga. Samya is sama. Chatadita word. Samyena. Samam. Samya yoga. The yoga of sameness. See, samatvam yoga uchyate, that is karma yoga. At the sadhana level, it is samatvam. Now at the sadhya level also, it is samya yoga. That which is practiced as sadhana, in the sadhya, it is spontaneous. So what was practiced as a sadhana alone becomes spontaneous. So samatvam yoga uchyate, that is karma yoga as sadhana. Now, because of that, because of the sadhana, now the sadhya is samya yoga. Samya yoga is yoga, that is yoga of oneness, the sameness. So that is what you taught. So jnana yogam, what you taught, samya yogam, what you taught, he Madhusudana. Etasya aham na pashyami chanchalatva stim stiram. That is the important line. Arjuna, he presents his problem. That he says, the vision of sameness. The vision of sameness. The vision of sameness is, it's difficult. It's difficult to gain this vision of sameness. Given the condition of my mind, how can I gain this vision of sameness? Given the condition of my mind, my mind is turbulent. It is chanchala. It is agitated. It is chanchala. Chanchalatvat. It is chanchalatmakam. Manaha. Mind is agitated. It is not the same always. Many times it is difficult to deal with the mind. So if it is so, with this mind, how will I gain this vision of sameness? Arjuna presents as well his problem, but it is everyone's problem it is. And therefore, this is a valid question, a valid doubt asked by Arjuna on behalf of all of us. So therefore, this is a problem. The mind, if the mind is composed, if the mind obeys me, then no problem. The mind becomes the receptacle of knowledge, and the knowledge is clear. So I enjoy that vision, but that is not as easy as we think. So for the knowledge to take place, the antakaranam, the mind has to be made steady. But the mind is turbulent, very turbulent. The mind doesn't follow any rationality. Irrationally, it thinks. Irrationally, it roams here and there. So the mind has its own way of thinking. So therefore, if that is so, without making the mind steady, how can I gain this knowledge? So therefore, the question is how to make the mind steady. That is required to gain this knowledge. For the mind to abide in this vision of sameness, the mind has to be steady. But mind is always in a state of agitation. Therefore, because of this agitation, Chaper, I am not able to etasya agam na pashyami, because etasya agam na pashyami. I don't see etasya, that what you taught through the Samya Yoga, the yoga of sameness, that vision. I'm not able to see that. I'm not able to have that, enjoy that vision, the vision of sameness, because of mind. Given the conditions of mind, it is chanchalatvat, endowed with chanchala. Chanchalatvat stitim stiram. Stiram is achalam. Stitim avasthana. So chanchalatvat etasya stiram stitim na pashyami. So etasya aham na pashyami, for which the karma is stitim stiram. That stiram stitim. The stiram stitim aham na pashyami. The steady stiram, the vision of sameness, and that steadiness, etasya, steadiness, I'm not able to see. Etasya agam stitim stiram na pashyami. Chanchalatvat. Mana is the karanam required for this vision of sameness. That sthiti stiram means the steadiness. Sthiti is condition. Sthiti is the avasthanam. Stiram is that which is steady. So the condition of steadiness, the status of being steady, that I don't see, because the mind is endowed with, or the mind is agitated. Chanchalatvat. That is a yetu. Chanchalatvat. Chanchalam asya asti iti chanchalatvam. Chanchalatvam asti manasaha. Manasaha chanchalatvam asti. Tasmat sthitim siram aham na pashyami. Etasya, that is yogasya. Yogasya, that yoga what you taught, for that sthitim siram aham na pashyami. I'm not able to see the I'm not able to see, I'm not able to enjoy this, the vision, the achalam stitim, the steady vision of this yoga of sameness because of the agitation of my mind. The mind is agitated. So manasaha chanchalatvat, that's achalam stitim napashyami. Ye Madhusudana. This stitim stira, stiram stitihi, that is the result of this yoga. You taught this yoga. The result of this yoga is stiram stitihi, for which the upaya is steadiness of the mind. When the mind is not steady, the mind is chanchala, agitated. Therefore, how can I gain this vision of the sameness? It is, I don't see any possibility. I don't see any possibility in gaining iti. Iti presents the condition of the is mind. Given the condition of mind, I am not able to enjoy the result of the yoga, what you teach. The next shloka. And he says why it is. That is said. Let us read. Chanchalam himana Krishna
Sanchalam hi manak Krishna
Ramati balabhadridham
Ramati balabhadridam
Tasyaham nigraham hanye
Tasyaham nigraham manye
Vayoriva sudushkaram.
Vayoriva sudushkaram.
The words Pramati, Balavat, Dridam, all these are Visheshana to the mind. Mind is Chanchalam. Chanchalam, Manaha Chanchalam Bhavati, Manaha Balavat, Balavat Bhavati, Balavat. Manaha is Napumsakalinga, therefore Balavat. And it is Dridam, and it is Pramati. Pramati, Pramatini, Pramatini. Pramati. Pramati is, it is turbulent. Matana. Pra upasarga mat. Matanashilam. Pramatanashilam. It is turbulent. All these are Napumsakalinga. Dridam. It is Dridam. Dridam is Dridam. It is very firm. Not firm in the Jayavastu. If it is firm in the Jayavastu, there is not a problem. That is, the mind is, it is Dridam, it is Pramati, it is Balavat. It is very powerful, very forceful. It is very powerful, forceful, and it is Chanchalam, it is turbulent. So, Balavata Dridam, you can take Balavata Dridam. Balavata Dridam, it is very powerfully firm, strong, strongness. That is, in unsteadiness, it is strong. It is steady in, it is very Dridam, firm in unsteadiness. That is why it is Pramati. Pramati is tyrant. It is tyrannical, the mind. So, therefore, the mind, which has the power to handle, which has the power to handle the body, mind, senses. Everything is under the control of the mind. So if the mind is controlled, everything is controlled. If the mind is uncontrolled, then everything becomes uncontrollable. So the senses function backed up by the mind. And if the senses don't obey the mind, sorry, the mind, the mind doesn't obey me, the senses also will go as the mind thinks. Therefore, the mind has a capacity to bring all this Sharira Mana Sangata under his control. And the thoughts what arise in the mind, that doesn't take my permission. Some thoughts arises without, not some thoughts, many thoughts arise without my will. Therefore it is Pramati, forcefully. Sometimes it arises without my wish. When I don't want, that then it comes with all the power. That is why it is strong, Balavat. It is Drida, very firmly, well-rooted it is. That is, it is well-rooted, rooted since childhood. In the unconscious, it is well-rooted, this mind. What it entertains the thoughts. That is all. It's all well rooted since childhood. So what we put in the mind in the childhood, that alone becomes a huge vriksha. Later it comes out. So therefore, what we put into the mind, that is stored, that alone later manifests in different forms. And therefore later we find it difficult to control. That is why what you give to the child is very important. So unconscious is developed in the childhood. Once the person becomes an adult, then what is stored in unconscious, that will find opportunity to manifest. And when it manifests, it is so powerful because it is well rooted in the unconscious. It becomes very powerful when it manifests. When the occasion comes, it manifests and it can completely overpower the person. So that's why apasmara, the Dakshinamurti, you will see the apasmara under the feet of Dakshinamurti. That is nothing but our unconscious, stored in the mind, waiting for to manifest. But Dakshinamurti presses it down, not allowing, that is not allowing it to overpower. Therefore, the mind is very difficult to manage. The mind is difficult to manage. It is Pramati Balavat Dridam. Tasya Nigraham. Agam na Pashye. Tasya Nigraham. Vayor iva Sudushkaram. Vayoho iva. Like the controlling the mind, managing the mind is like controlling the air. How can you catch air with the hand? With one's hand, you cannot catch the vayu. So vayu is not available for you to handle with your hand, and it cannot catch the air. Similarly, the mind is uncontrollable. Vayoho iva. Vayu cannot be controlled. Cyclones cannot be controlled. Cyclones can be predicted, but cyclones cannot be controlled. No means. Cyclone comes, we can take only precautionary measures. No means are there to control it. So powerful. It can just carry the person thinks everything. The cyclone completely destroys the entire city. So like the cyclone, the mind is as a cyclone, as the air is difficult to sudushkaram. Dushkaram, it is dushkara, not sukara, and su also is added. It's very difficult. Sudushkaram means it is not possible, impossible. Asadhyam ityartaha. Like managing controlling the air is sudushkaram, difficult, and the mind is compared to the vayu. Similarly, the mind also is sudushkaram, difficult to what? Nigraham. Manaha nigraham dushkaram bhavati vayogo iva. Vayogo iva, like the air, it becomes difficult to control, difficult to manage. So therefore, if mind is so, how can I enjoy the vision of sameness? Samyena. Ya yogaha taya proktaha samyena tasya etasya stitim siram sitihi aham na pashyami. Because the mind is chanchalam, it is pramati, it is balavat dridam. Tasya nigraham aham na pashye vayoga iva sudushkaram. Therefore, how this yoga is possible for me? Iti prashnaha. It's a valid question. Why the mind is vayoga iva sudushkaram? Because of vikshepa. Because of vikshepa. Vikshepa shakti. The mind is all over. Mind is all over. Therefore, indriyas are also all over. And indriyas are naturally meant for the perception of sense objects. Paranchikani vidana swayambhuhu. Parang pashyati na antaratman. The Upanishad itself says, Parang pashyati na antaratman. And how to make the mind abide in Atma, when it's very difficult, for which the solution is, Bhagavan says in the next shloka, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, First, he acknowledges a problem. This is a valid question. In fact, the question of almost all the people. So, since this is a valid question, when the question is asked, and before giving the answer to the question, first acknowledging the question, acknowledging the fact in the question, that solves 50% of the problem. And that is what Bhagavan does in the following shloka. Accepting, yes, what you say is true. When you say, when Bhagavan himself acknowledges the problem is true, then we get some consolation. Yes, this is not only my problem, it is universal problem. Then 50% of the problem is solved. Another 50%, how to make mind obey my order. In fact, mind is a karanam. Being a karanam, being an instrument, I should have access to the mind, not mind should access me and operate me. I should operate the mind. It is a karanam. It is karanam like any vehicle, yanam eva. I operate the car, not the car operate on me. If the car operates on me, it's a problem. So being a tool, given the tool, I'm given the tool, but I don't know its operation. So therefore, how to operate the tool? Given the tool, the manual to be studied, how to use the tool, how to make it effective in pursuing my goals. How it is more important that it is important for all purushartha. It is important for gaining any desired end, but it is all the more important for moksha purushartha. So therefore, the importance of the mind, and therefore the question comes that how to manage the mind, how to make it conducive for the pursuit of jnana. So that is a question, and for which Bhagavan answers, acknowledging the question, the fact, acknowledging the fact of the questioner, then he gives a solution for that. And we will read that in the next class. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopanisadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidusura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavadaha.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಶರಣ್ಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.